Have you ever seen a fraction like 1 upon n into n plus 1 and wondered how to simplify it? What if I told you there's a neat little trick which we call the difference formula that makes this problem vanish in seconds? Let us look at the difference formula. It says 1 upon n into n plus 1 is equal to 1 upon n minus 1 upon n plus 1. Let us look at the right hand side, which is this. Now we take the LCM. Now n will cancel out with negative n. That leaves us with 1 upon n into n plus 1. This formula is called the difference formula because a single term is expressed as the difference of two terms. Let us look at one example. If we take the value of n to be 1, this is going to be 1 upon 1 into 1 plus 1, which is 2. And here we'll have 1 upon 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus 1, that is 2. This is 1 by 2. This is also 1 by 2. Over here, 1 upon 2 into 3 will be written as 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 3. This is 1 by 6 and this is 1 by 6 as well. Now let us use this difference formula to find the sum of this series. 1 upon 1 into 2 plus 1 upon 2 into 3, so on till 1 upon n into n plus 1. Let us apply the difference formula to each term here. The first term can be written as 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 2. The second term is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 and so on. Now let us write down the series and substitute the value of each term. This is 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 and so on. Now you will see over here that we can cancel out negative 1 by 2 with positive 1 by 2, negative 1 by 3 with positive 1 by 3. And this will keep on happening continuously. So in the end, we will be left with 1 minus 1 upon n plus 1. So the sum of this series is 1 minus 1 upon n plus 1. Let us take out the LCM. Now 1 and negative 1 will cancel out. This is n upon n plus 1. Similarly, we can also find out the sum of squares of first n natural numbers. Let the sum of squares be Sn. So Sn is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square and so on till n square. Now the biggest challenge here is how do we turn a long tiring sum into something short and simple? To do that, we need to look for an identity where after expanding, the middle parts cancel out and only the useful pieces remain. This was the same idea behind the difference formula we just learned, right? Now think of this cubic identity. N cube minus n minus 1 whole cube. On solving it, we'll get n cube minus, this is a minus b whole cube, which is a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b minus 3n square into 1 minus 3n square plus 3ab square. Now once we'll open the bracket, n cube and this negative n cube will cancel out. This will become positive, positive, and this will become negative. So we will get 3n square minus 3n plus 1. Now you might wonder, if you want to find the sum of squares, why are we starting with cubes? Here's the secret. To capture a power, like for example, here we wanted to capture n square. We wanted a power of 2. To capture a power, we have to look one level higher. Because when you expand this cubic identity, look closely at the right hand side. The highest power left is n square. The cubes themselves cancelled out. Now had we started with difference of squares, the square terms would have cancelled out, leaving us with only the linear term. But we need n square term in the right hand side. Correct? That is why we picked difference of cubes here. Now see what happens when we write this out for every number from 1 to n. When n is 1, 1 cube minus 1 is 0. 0 cube is equal to 3 into 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 1. When n is 2, when n is 3, and so on till when n is n minus 1 and finally n. Let us now add them up. Now once we do that, positive n cube will cancel out with negative n cube. Positive 2 cube will cancel out with negative 2 cube. And similarly, n minus 1 whole cube at the end will cancel out with negative n minus 1 whole cube, leaving us with n cube minus 0 cube, that is n cube. On the right hand side, we'll get 3 will be common, and in the bracket we'll have 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square and so on till n square. Same for this. Negative 3 will be common, and in the bracket we'll have 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on till n. Now 1 added to itself n times will be positive n. Now this cancellation is exactly why we chose a difference formula like n cube minus n minus 1 whole cube. Because the middle terms cancel out, and on the right we get a clean expression that helps us to find the sum of squares. So n cube is equal to, now this is something we need to find, and we took it equal to Sn. So this is 3Sn. 1 plus 2 until n terms. This is basically sum of first n natural numbers, which is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. So this is negative 3 into n plus 1 by 2 plus n. Since we need to find Sn, let's take it to the left hand side and transpose the values. So we'll get n cube minus n plus 3n into n plus 1 by 2. If we factor out n from these first two terms, we'll get this. Now n square minus 1 is n plus 1 into n minus 1. So we can factor out n plus 1 from both of these terms. Let us do that. We are also factoring out n along with it, since this is also common in both the terms. So we have factored out n into n plus 1. We get n minus 1 plus 3 by 2. Now let us take the LCM. 3 minus 2 is 1. This is 2n plus 1 by 2. So this 3 will transpose and it will come over here, and this will become 2 into 3, that is 6. So this is our final formula. Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6. This is the sum of square of first n natural numbers. Similarly, we are going to find sum of cubes of first n natural numbers. Let the sum of cubes of first n natural numbers be Sn. Following our previous logic, you might think we should use fourth powers, like n raised to power 4 minus n minus 1 raised to the power 4. While that does work, it creates a ton of messy calculations. Instead, mathematicians found much cleaner shortcut using difference of squares of consecutive products. So we take any integer r and then take its immediate neighbor before, which is r minus 1, do their product and do their square. Now this is square of one consecutive product. Then we subtract it from square of another consecutive product, r and its immediate next neighbor r plus 1. Now this will be r square into r plus 1 whole square minus r minus 1 square into r square. So let us solve this. We can take r square as common, and then on using the identity, this will be r square plus 2r plus 1 minus, this is going to be r square minus 2r plus 1. So r square and negative r square will cancel out. 1 and negative 1 will cancel out. Negative and negative. This will become positive 2r. So this is r square into 4r. So this is equal to 4r cube. The right hand side simplifies beautifully into 4r cube. That is a cubic term, which is exactly what we need. Now let us put r equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, and watch how the middle terms cancel out. If r is equal to 1, this is 1 square into 2 square minus 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 square into 1 square. That's equal to 4 into 1 cube. Now let's put r equal to 2, then r equal to 3 and so on when r is equal to n minus 1, and lastly when r is equal to n. Now let us add the left hand side and the right hand side. Here 1 square into 2 square will cancel out with negative 1 square into 2 square. 2 square into 3 square will cancel out with negative 2 square into 3 square, and this will keep on happening. And lastly we'll get n square into n plus 1 whole square minus 0 square into 1 square, that's 0, equal to, on the right hand side we'll take 4 as common, and in the bracket we'll have 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube and so on till n cube. We chose this specific identity because it gives us the targeted cubic term in the end, wipes out the left side smoothly and avoid any extra work that the standard fourth power expansion would have given us. Now this is what we need to find, which is equal to Sn. So let us write Sn. So Sn is equal to n square into n plus 1 whole square upon 4. Or we can write it as square of n into n plus 1 upon 2. Now hold on. N into n plus 1 upon 2. This is actually sum of first n natural numbers. So what do we see? The sum of cubes of first n natural numbers is also equal to the square of sum of those same natural numbers. That is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube and so on till n cube. The sum of this series is equal to this formula, and it is also equal to square of sum of first n natural numbers. In mathematics, to represent the sum of some series in a concise or short form, like as we were writing the series earlier, it seems very long. Now, in order to write these in a concise form, the Greek letter sigma is used. So let us understand this sigma notation. Sum of first n natural numbers can be written like this, sigma n. And as we know now, this is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Similarly, sum of square of first n natural numbers can be written as sigma n square, whose formula is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6. And sum of cube of first n natural numbers can be written as this, sigma n cube, which is equal to whole square of n into n plus 1 upon 2. It is interesting to note that this summation sign can also be distributed across terms within a bracket. For example, if you're writing sigma n into n plus 1, which is actually sigma of n square plus n. Now we can distribute this summation sign across the terms. So this is going to be equal to sigma n square plus sigma n. Similarly, if you look at this another example, we can distribute the summation sign across the different terms. Now let's use this and find the sum of the series. 1 into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 and so on till the nth term, n into n plus 1. Let the nth term be Tn. This is the nth term, n into n plus 1. And let the sum of n terms, all of these terms, be Sn. So basically Sn is equal to sigma Tn, that is sigma n into n plus 1. Right. Now we are going to just open this bracket. So this is sigma n square plus n. And since we can distribute this summation sign, this is sigma n square plus sigma n. Now it becomes quite easier for us, since we can just substitute the formulas we have derived for sigma n square and sigma n. This is actually sum of square of first n natural numbers, and this is sum of first n natural numbers. So Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6 plus n into n plus 1 upon 2. Now let's take n into n plus 1 upon 2 as common. Let's factor it out. So we'll be left with 2n plus 1 upon 3 plus 1. We are going to take the LCM, and thus we get 2n plus 4 upon 3 over here. We can also take 2 as common. So this 2 will cancel out with this 2. And lastly, Sn is equal to n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 upon 3. Look over here, the sum of product of two consecutive terms, n into n plus 1, results in a formula with three consecutive numbers, n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 divided by 3.